Today in history, April 24th.
1479 BC, Thutmose III ascends to the throne of Egypt, although power effectively shifts to Hatshepsut according to the low chronology of the 18th dynasty.
1183 BC, traditional reckoning of the fall of Troy, marking the end of the legendary Trojan War. Given by Chief Librarian of the Library of Alexandria Eratosthenes, among others.
1547, Battle of Mühlberg, Duke of Alba. Commanding Spanish imperial forces of Charles I of Spain, defeats the troops of Schmalkaldic.
1558 Mary, Queen of Scots, marries the Dauphin of France, Frenois, at Notre Dame de Paris.
1704 The first regular newspaper in British colonial America, the Boston Newsletter, is published.
1793 French revolutionary Jean-Paul Marat is acquitted by the Revolutionary Tribunal of charges brought by the Girondins in Paris.
1800 The United States Library of Congress is established when President John Adams signs legislation to appropriate $5,000 to purchase such books as may be necessary for the use of Congress.
1837 The Great Fire in Surat city of India caused more than 500 deaths and destruction of more than 9,000 houses.
1877 Russo-Turkish War. Russian Empire declares war on Ottoman Empire.
1885 American sharpshooter Hay Oakley is hired by Nate Salisbury to be a part of Buffalo Bill's Wild West.
1895 Joshua Slocum, the first person to sail single-handedly around the world, sets sail from Boston, Massachusetts aboard the sloop Spray.
1913 The Woolworth Building, a skyscraper in New York City, is opened.
1914 The Frank Hertz experiment. A pillar of quantum mechanics is presented to the German Physical Society.
1915 The arrest of 250 Armenian intellectuals and community leaders in Istanbul marks the beginning of the Armenian genocide.
1916 Easter Rising, Irish rebels, led by Patrick Pearse and James Connolly, launch an uprising in Dublin against British rule and proclaim an Irish republic.
1916 Ernest Shackleton and 5 men of the Imperial Trans-Antarctic Expedition launch a lifeboat from uninhabited Elephant Island in the Southern Ocean to organize a rescue for the crew of the sunken Endurance.
1918 World War I. First tank-to-tank combat. During the Second Battle of Villers-Bretonneux, 3 British mark ifs meet 3 Germany 7 Vs.
1922 The first segment of the Imperial Wireless chain, providing wireless telegraphy between Leafield in Oxfordshire, England, and Cairo, Egypt, comes into operation.
1924 Thorvald Stauning becomes Premier of Denmark first term.
1926 The Treaty of Berlin is signed. Germany and the Soviet Union each pledge neutrality, in the event of an attack on the other, by a third party for the next 5 years.
1932 Benny Rothman leads the mass trespass of Kinder Scout, leading to substantial legal reforms in the United Kingdom.
1933 Nazi Germany begins its persecution of Jehovah's Witnesses by shutting down the Watchtower Society office in Magdeburg.
1944 World War II. The SBS launches a raid against the garrison of Santorini in Greece.
1953 Winston Churchill is knighted by Queen Elizabeth II.
1955 The Banding Conference ends. 29 non-aligned nations of Asia and Africa finish a meeting that condemns colonialism, racism, and the Cold War.
1957 Suez Crisis. The Suez Canal is reopened following the introduction of UNEF peacekeepers to the region.
1963 Marriage of Princess Alexandra of Kent to Angus Ogilvy at Westminster Abbey, in London.
1965 Civil War breaks out in the Dominican Republic when Colonel Francisco Comau overthrows the triumvirate that had been in power since the coup d'etat against Juan Bosch.
1967 Cosmonaut Vladimir Komarov dies in Soyuz 1 when its parachute fails to open. He is the first human to die during a space mission.
1967. Vietnam War. American General William Westmoreland says in a news conference that the enemy had gained support in the United States. That gives him hope that he can win politically that which he cannot win militarily.
1970. China launches Dongfang Hong-I, becoming the fifth nation to put an object into orbit using its own booster.
1970. The Gambia becomes a republic within the Commonwealth of Nations, with Dora Jawara as its first president.
1980. 8 U.S. servicemen die in Operation Eagle Claw as they attempt to end the Iran hostage crisis.
1990 to STS-31, the Hubble Space Telescope is launched from the Space Shuttle Discovery.
1990, Grunard Island, Scotland, is officially declared free of the anthrax disease after 48 years of quarantine.
1993, an IRA bomb devastates the Bishopsgate area of London.
1994, the Douglas DC-3 ditches in Botany Bay after takeoff. From Sydney Airport, all 25 people on board survive.
1996. In the United States, the Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act of 1996 is passed into law.
2004, the United States lifts economic sanctions imposed on Libya 18 years previously as a reward for its cooperation in eliminating weapons of mass destruction.
2005, Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger is inaugurated as the 265th Pope of the Catholic Church, taking the name Pope Benedict XV.
2011, WikiLeaks starts publishing the Guantanamo Bay Files leak.
2013, a building collapses near Dhaka, Bangladesh, killing 1,129 people and injuring 2,500 others.
2013, violence in Bashu County, Kashgar Prefecture of China's Xinjiang results in death of 21 people.
Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, Armenia, France.
Democracy Day, Nepal.
Concord Day, Niger.
Fashion Revolution Day.
National Panchayati Raj Day, India.
Republic Day, The Gambia.
World Day for Laboratory Animals.
Thanks for watching.